having a PowerPoint slash Zoom slash Yoodli training. And that is why I love and adore Toastmasters, because a person from Jamaica who has a club situated online for members all over the world can be in Turkey introducing persons who are learning English as their first or as their second, maybe third, maybe fourth language, and give them a tool that would help them do better. Now, artificial intelligence. I can't see you, so you're going to have to unmute to answer me. I'm very interactive. Interactive means I want to hear what you have to say. Who knows what artificial intelligence is? What is artificial intelligence?
My
Nobody
students
knows?
write their papers with it now.
We're talking about Chat GPT. And yes, it is. It's computer generated learning software that helps people to enhance their skills in different ways. Now, Yoodli is specifically for speech coaching. Now, we're in Toastmasters, and Toastmasters does public speaking, right? So we evaluate, we learn how to communicate with others, how both of them, because you would not think, most people think that Yoodli is trying to replace the Toastmasters experience. Not possible. No such thing. Speech is fundamentally, inherently, deep down, a human experience. After all, I don't want to go to be talking to a machine. I want to know how to talk to other humans so they understand me, right? So Yoodli will never replace the Toastmasters experience because we need people to let us know if we're communicating effectively, right? Well, today I'm going to explain how artificial intelligence, specifically Yoodli, can assist you in public speaking. Next slide, please. Now, Yoodli is your personalized speech coach, as I stated, that provides you um, real time, and I did that deliberately, actionable and judgment free feedback. What does that mean? For me, I speak really, really fast. How I'm speaking to you now, this is how I normally talk. If I talk to you at this pace, if I talk to you at the pace I speak to, considering English is a second language for most people. Not understand. But if I go too fast, the words that I find myself using, you may not be able to follow because I'm going too fast. Now, Udly will assist you in your own time to practice English by providing you with filler word diagnostics as well as allowing you to see if your pronunciation, who knows that there's a difference and you can tell with people who have learned words from speaking versus those who have learned words from reading, especially for English. Do we know that there is a difference? Remember, you have to unmute to answer me. We know that there is a difference, right?
Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah, it's very visible difference.
Very different because English has PH in phone, right? Who would read PHONE and think that's pronounced phone? Huh? Or why is there a G in lasagna? Or for that matter, is there a P at the start of pterodactyl? The word that is written doesn't always look the same as the word that is pronounced. And as such, you can tell someone who learns a word from reading it by how they say it, or in my case, who learns it from saying it other than reading it by how they actually write it down. Yoodli bridges the gap for both people like me who have verbal or spoken language to improve seeing a visual of it written down in the transcript, or for someone who learned language through literacy writing and improve their speaking ability in case they're saying or pronouncing it wrong. So can you go to the next slide for me, please? How is this going to be done? Now, Yoodli was built by experts, personalized speech coaching and public speaking classes from Toastmasters winners, TEDx coaches, and other experts. Next slide, please. This is the startup, a basic idea of the persons behind it. So the team, Yoodli ambassadors like myself, and the Yoodli community that I had invited you to earlier. Even if you don't want to be a part of the ambassador program, you can join community and get in on the discussion. Next slide, please. Now, our co-founder, Baran Puri, let's hear what he has to say about Yoodli. You can go ahead. All right, I take it technical difficulties is
We are
the name of the
Yoodli.
game, but
We are an AI-powered speech coach to help you improve your communication skills. We'll provide you with private and judgment-free feedback on how often you say ums and uhs, how quickly you speak, whether you've interrupted others. To get started, connect your calendar to Yoodli, and Yoodli will automatically join your Zoom calls and send you a report to quantify your progress over time. Sign up at yoodli.ai.
next slide, please.
Hi, we are Yoodli.
Slide. There you go. So how will Yoodli benefit you? As stated, you get speech analytics to help you improve with a transcript of your speech. Now, a transcript is a written out version of the speech, time stamp feedback. So you will know if you're writing your speech in minute 2.4, you said this. And it will even give you suggestions how to rephrase. Even I, a native English speaker, has problems putting into words my thoughts, let alone the translation from another language into English. Meaning, I know that in some cases, some objects are male and female, and in English, there is no set way for that to be not be how it's stated. In English, we have certain phrases, we call them norms or how it is said, that you may not say it that way. And the artificial in learning certain phrases that we normalize or say in English the way it would be said by a native English speaker. You also get filler words, uh, words that would make you not seem confident and will come up because you're thinking about how to rephrase it in a way for others to understand. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go through these quickly. You can record yourself, play it back. Next slide. You can also review. Like I said, look at it, see where you're improved, see where you need to improve, and where you can rewrite or redo. Next slide. And then you repeat. Just like we come to Toastmasters every meeting, we would need to redo this over and over again. But Yoodli gives you a smart mirror. How many people, and you will have to unmute and answer me, have had their evaluator say, go home and practice in the mirror? Nobody has ever gotten told, go home, practice in the mirror?
Before speech, before speech, did
Before
you?
a speech, before a speech or after a speech, yes.
Yeah, before speech sometimes.
Well,
Yes,
you
I
gives
practice.
you lovely, and I wanted to hear that. If you practice in front of your mirror and your mirror said to you, you had an at minute 2:15, wouldn't you be throwing that mirror away? Would you be giving any more speeches in front of that mirror? No. Or you would think it was a good mirror. Yoodli gives you the chance to do what you would do to your mirror, but in a smart mirror where you get judgment-free feedback, meaning Yoodli won't say, I speak fast. So if you're speaking, I will tell you that you are speaking slow because I speak fast. For someone who speaks slow, they're going to tell you that you're speaking fast. Yoodli will be able to give you metrics to let you know how many words per minute, exactly when and how you use filler words, how you pronounce incorrectly, and give you suggestions on how to fix that. And you can repeat and repeat and repeat until you're comfortable. Next slide. Next slide. You get personalized coaching. So that way, you can also, as a mentor, look at or review what your protege has done to help them improve and give them suggestions as well. So you can also use it to assist others. They can upload that on their time. I know we're busy. I heard the things happening in their life. Then you can go when you have the time to provide the feedback and I can review it. So it also helps with coordinating or getting people together in our world with such a busy schedule. Next slide, please. Impromptu speaking. How many people love table topics?
I love it.
That is nice to know. Most people are afraid, and since you love it, you will love the game. There's a game called Spin a Yarn that takes table topics to another level because it gives you different words that you have to incorporate or put in to the speech in addition to answering the topics in order to win the game. And at the end, woo! There's confetti. Don't you wish that after every table topic,
Yes, it's good for practice as well.
somebody would just, there you go. And there's also another game that allows you to think outside the box. Now, learning a new language, you have to be able to connect things, how you would say it, how you would think about it, and how it would be stated. We have a game that does that as well by giving you an abstract concept. What is an abstract concept? You would know a metaphor or a simile, two things that are not related, but you find a way to join them. I tell everybody my favorite is how is flop like a violin? I still think it's because you play with strings, but everyone will have a different answer and it teaches your brain how to connect things that may not connect. There is also a game that is only focused on filler words. Next slide, please. So we have no filler, That's all spin a yarn that I just explained, where you get additional words thrown at you, and the metaphor mania, which allows you to connect on like topics to give you the chance for your brain to think outside the box. My brain always thinks outside the box, so guess which one is my favorite game? Next slide, please. So let's take a look at Yoodli. This is what the regular Yoodli page, the one I have, would look like. The Toastmasters International, because Toastmasters International on its website has their own Yoodli, would look a bit different. But this is the basic rundown, and I won't go into details because I know there is a time limit. So let's go on to the next slide. So how does TI work with AI? Why did Toastmasters International partner with Yoodli? It's to enhance or improve the Toastmasters experience. Next slide. Sorry. Now here's just a few reasons why Toastmasters love Yoodli. Next slide. It's the on Zoom call, meaning you can invite your Yoodli bot to the meeting. And as you can see, my technical difficulties is why my bot is not here today, unfortunately. But you can invite your bot to the meeting to get a breakdown of the meeting overall. Your grammarian or your R counter did not show up for the meeting. Well, guess what? Yoodli can in real time replace or assist you by providing you with that R counter or grammarian support in place of the person who was unable to make it. And Yoodli can show up in an instant for you by just copying the Zoom link into Yoodli and inviting the bot. Next slide. As you can see, there is some feedback, and you get timestamp feedback. You notice it says the time on it. So you will know exactly where, when, why, and how to go back. So watch yourself, because remember, a big part of this is self-reflection or review of what you are doing. You can go back to that exact time, see what you did, understand why you did it, so you can correct the behavior moving forward using the bot evaluation as well as your self-evaluation. Next slide. So what do? You can go to yoodli.ai. Don't worry, I will put this information in the chat. You can also, if you want the Toastmasters, and I would recommend getting the Toastmasters version, especially if you want to use it to assist you in a Toastmasters meeting. And I will also put the link in the chat specifically to go and get the Toastmasters version of Yoodli, which will be catered, coordinated, or set up specifically for the Toastmasters experience. And lastly, join the community. Let your voice be heard. Next slide. Now, I know I didn't get the chance to actually explain to you how the bot works, or I don't have time right now to take questions and go into details. But on Saturday, April 1st, at, I do believe it is 1700 hours your time, we will be having a training for the logical logistics tech for Toastmasters. It will be 2 hours. It will give you a breakdown, step by step, how to use the bot, and it will also feature the co-founder as well as other members of the Yoodli team. Welcome to the future. Next slide. I do believe I'm at the end of my slides now, but welcome to the future. I hope that Yoodli will enhance not just your Toastmasters experience, but your second language learning experience in the privacy, comfort of your home, then you will take that assistance that you learned from Yoodli back to your Toastmasters club to demonstrate the improvement that you've made in your English language journey. And it will be so great that you will tell everybody you need to use Yoodli. It helped me so much with getting my English improved and correct.